Welcome back to Football as We See It. This is Floyd of the Seaside Geordie, and with me is Jebby the postman who does not fail to deliver. How's it going, Jebby?
Yeah, good, Floydie lad. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Getting by.
Yeah,
Um,
that's good.
yeah, we've had a good weekend, and we've had Champions League as well over the last couple of days. What do you think about it all this week?
Yeah, I think it's been a good watch this weekend in the Champions League. It's been some interesting matches. A couple of not shock results, but a couple of results that probably wouldn't have said. But that's football, isn't it? And let's talk about it all.
Yeah, I was saying that shock results and that. Let's just start. I've had people asking me already why the episode's not out and why I've gone quiet since Newcastle's loss. So let's just talk about Newcastle Bournemouth. I take
Yeah,
it you've seen the highlights and that yourself.
yeah. The dreaded early kick-off, as they say, when they lose.
I know, but just
So
for that, all I can say is we had our lunch too early. Like we couldn't,
yeah. Well, yeah,
with bellies hadn't
yeah,
settled
yeah.
and we couldn't play.
Yeah, you passed us at 9:30 instead of like at 4:30.
But no, from all I can say on that game is start to finish, every credit to Bournemouth. There's nothing good to say about anything about Newcastle. And
No.
and Bournemouth, all I can do is say how well they played in every part of the pitch.
Yeah.
Newcastle was just
Yeah,
running
what
the
happened to the
races.
game? They pressed well, Bournemouth. They had like 5 or 6 players in Newcastle's off, and Newcastle couldn't get out, could they, at times?
Not
And
even not
but
even that, Jebby. If it didn't just press well, let's just go up the reverse. Like defended brilliant. Isak didn't. I think Isak got about 20 touches in the whole game, if that. He didn't. He never got a sniff.
but that's what
Gordon
I'm saying.
Gordon couldn't
That's what I'm
penetrate.
saying. Because when Newcastle have the ball at the back and they're trying to get into midfield, Bournemouth had 5 or 6 players in your half trying to swarm all over them and trying to win the ball back. And you
Yeah,
just couldn't go through the lines. That's why Isaac and Gordon and all these offensive players couldn't get the ball, because they couldn't get the ball to him, because Bournemouth was so good in their formation. And
yeah,
that's why it made it. And obviously, they kept the ball well, Bournemouth, but we know what Bournemouth are like when they win that ball back high up, 2 or 3 passes in the back of your net. And that's what they kept doing all game. Kept doing all game.
yeah. They didn't run out of
Newcastle
energy.
had no answer.
I know. It's mental, isn't it, when you think about it? Because all you got to do is man-to-man
They're
mark
brave.
or change.
Brave. It was like man mark. It was like man marking from Bournemouth and
Yeah, but
it was brave.
from a managerial point, at half time, you know what's doing and you reverse it, then we man mark them. But
Yeah.
obviously, managing's not as simple as that. Everyone, you can't just change it like that. But it makes you think why we tried to play exactly the same way in the second half when it was clear what was happening. Because 2-1 at half time, anything could have happened.
Mm-hmm. We probably should have made the changes a little bit earlier for me. He let it ride too much, and the game's probably gone by
The
then.
changes should have been made before the game started, which I did mention.
Yeah.
But then it's the old don't fix what's not broken. But it was only 3 days since we played another game. And then players have played so many games through December and January. And you've got fit
Yeah.
Willock, you've got Sean Longstaff, you've got Kieran Trippier. Like the wing backs didn't perform. Lewis Hall was getting
No.
pushed off the ball. Tonali was the best player on the pitch for us by far. Bruno
Yeah.
scored a goal, but that meant nothing because he shouldn't have even scored the goal. He scored the goal by defending badly because he was
Yeah.
meant to be holding off, not defending, but he was meant to be holding off the player for Dan Burn to run in the area. He let the player
Yeah.
go. He didn't even do
And
his
then he
job
got the
there, and luckily he got the header in. But yeah, it's just
It's a bad day at the office, you can have them, can't you?
I know, but we can't afford many more of them to finish where we want to finish, which was the most unfortunate thing.
Where do you want to finish? Top 4?
Well, within the top 4, I don't want fourth. I'd like third or second. That's what I wanted, and I thought with points on the table, it was a position we could go. And I would have thought it was 100% out of reach. But after Arsenal dropping points again, you just don't know. It's unlikely, but it's not out of reach. That's all I'll say. I'll be honest.
Yeah. We're running out of games all now, aren't we? We're not running out
really.
of games, but the games are getting fewer and fewer and fewer, aren't
Yeah, but if Arsenal go on a if Arsenal go on a good European run, I could take the wind out of the sails a little bit more in the Premier League.
they? Oh yeah, you've still got a semi-final, a second leg yet as well, haven't they?
I know which I
Couple more
worry
games.
about, and I really worry about it now.
Well, I don't worry about it. It depends how the games go against Southampton and Fulham. If they go your way, then I won't be worrying about it. But if
No,
they
no.
don't go your way, then I'd have a bit of a worry. Yeah.
What I worry about is the fact we've just conceded 4 goals at St James's Park against a mid-table Premiership team, and we're about to play Arsenal again in the second leg. That is the worrying thing.
Well, it depends what Arsenal are in form as well. They've got a couple of games, three. I think they've got 3 games before the second leg, haven't they? So see how their games go as well. It's all about who hits form at that time,
I know.
and then you can evaluate it.
Definitely, that's it. Yeah, anyway, that's it. I've spoke about it. Newcastle are out of the way. On to the next one. Choose a team, Jebby. Let's go again.
Go for Arsenal and Aston Villa game. I thought it was a good game.
It was a very good game from a neutral. But what do you say about Arsenal once again? Points
I
dropped.
think the 60 minutes, I thought they were excellent. Obviously, they were 2-0 up.
Unfortunately, it's a 90-minute game.
Yeah, could have gone 3 or 4-0 up. Well, that's their Achilles heel, isn't it? Just not finishing teams off. And Villa are a very good team. We know that, don't we?
Yeah.
And to be fair, the two goals are 2 unbelievable balls in. Yes, the second one, I think, what's Thomas Partey doing? Trying to push up when he should have just kept on hold of his man. I don't know what he's doing. But, you got to give credit to Villa and getting back in the game. 2 wonderful balls in and 2 wonderful finishes.
Yeah.
And 2 more drop points for Arsenal.
Tielemans' goal was a great goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, the ball made it, but the header was cracking, wasn't it? And he could have equalised straight after that way at the post.
Yeah, he could have. So we had chances to win it, really, didn't we? As well.
Yeah, obviously, Havertz thought he'd won it when it came off his hand and he's wheeling off, thinking they won 3-2.
Maradona over there.
Bizarre when you've got VAR, but that's him for you, isn't it?
Scored a good goal last night. So it's just while we're on Arsenal and Aston Villa, let's just talk about their Champions League week. Havertz scored a good header yesterday. It was a really good header.
Yeah, comfortable win, wasn't it, against Zagreb? I didn't think anything.
No,
it'd be 2 or 3. I think I actually put on my Super 6. I think I got it correct actually. 5 points for me. But yeah, there was no trouble, was there? From the minute they scored within the first couple of minutes, Declan Rice just controlled the game, and it could have been a lot more.
Yeah, Rice played a good game. I actually watched that game. That was the one that was on telly here.
Yeah.
They
just controlled the game, didn't they?
And Aston Villa lost 1-0 to Monaco. That was an early goal that got past them, and they didn't really recover, did they?
Yeah, they didn't know. It's a tough place, Monaco, to go and get a win, but I think they had a few chances, but I think Emery's, he weren't happy, was he, after the game with the Villa mentality, was he? So they're going to have to change that, to be successful in the Champions League. He weren't happy with some of the players.
Again, Jerry, that's 2 games in... When did we play? Saturday night, Arsenal. We played Saturday night, didn't we, against Villa?
Yeah, and then Wednesday, obviously.
Against
Tuesday, wasn't it?
Tuesday. Yeah. Against 2 big teams.
But no, and it was the early kickoff as well. It's just not a bit of it's a small turnaround, isn't it? Really.
That's what I mean.
5:30 on the Saturday and then 5:45 on the Tuesday. I don't think Emery would have been happy with that, and you've got to travel as well.
Exactly.
It's tough.
France isn't far, I know, but it's not the point.
No, but it could have played at least maybe on the Wednesday.
I know. You think we'd get that extra day, but it is what it is, and it's a busy schedule.
Because you've got the televised on next Sunday, so it wouldn't have even mattered. So they've got another couple of days extra rest now for the Sunday game against West Ham. So
yeah. And we got my new signing. I didn't see he didn't come in, did he?
The one from Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, because he'll be cup tied in the Champions League, won't
he? Yeah.
But he never came in on the Arsenal game. Was he available? I thought he was.
He was available. Yeah, he was warming up, but he didn't quite come on. He changed his personnel and put someone else on. But yeah, he's available for the Sunday.
Okay. Right. Well, the good, the bad, and the ugly of Manchester City. So the weekend we had a brilliant game, won 6-0. You could say we rolled back the years. De Bruyne was class. Kovacic played brilliant. Doku, once every
Yeah.
so often, he plays well. Foden showed why he was the golden boy for so long.
Yeah.
And then, and then it goes to Tuesday, Wednesday even, and then they just fall to pieces once again.
Yeah. Well, see, I think it's been typical City all season, isn't it? It's that the legs in the middle of the park for me is where they're letting teams just have the ball and they're not getting anywhere near them and they're just passing them.
Did you watch the game?
I watched some of the highlights, last night, but they just haven't got the energy in there anymore. And when you think, well, for the great City teams over the last few years, they keep the ball so well, City, but when they haven't got the ball, they hunt you down in packs, don't they? We had Kyle Walker at his peak, and there's so many like quick players in the even like middle of the park, like Bernardo Silva at his peak, and even De Bruyne, and Gundogan when he was a bit younger. Now the teams are just getting at them too much, and it's getting too much. It really is. Basically, City have to score 3 or 4 goals to win a football match now, and it doesn't work like that, does it? It's just PSG could have probably scored about 7 or 8 last night, and that wouldn't have been an exaggeration.
Was Edison in there?
Yeah, he was giving the ball away a lot in the middle of the park.
He doesn't want to be at that club,
Yeah, there's some mentality problem at the moment at City, isn't there, as well? Not just physical, mentality as well.
I think he was protected well by his defence when, like, the last few years. And now I think he's becoming really on top, how he's not that good of a goalkeeper.
I don't know. I think he's a top goalkeeper.
People were saying he was one of the best in the world, though, and I wouldn't even rank him in the top 5 in the world.
Yeah, I think it's because he doesn't have... When City used to dominate, he didn't have a lot to do, did he?
I know, but it's hard to give someone a rating of being the best if you don't have a lot to do, is it? Now he's got a lot to do.
I've always thought he's one of the best. I've never said he's the best, but I've always thought he's top like 3, 4 keepers in the world.
But now he's got, like you say, though, now he's actually got business to do. He can't do it.
Yeah, he's getting found out a little bit, innit? Well, that's the way you have protection in defensive midfield now, though. It's not all on the goalkeeper, is it? That's where they've had it over the years. You had your protection and all that, Fernandinho's and your companies and all that, but you haven't got that anymore.
Even your centre halves. I think we missed Laporte massively. I think when it was Laporte and Diaz, that was a great centre half. And he went to Saudi, didn't he?
It's a mix and match now. You just don't know who's going to play in the back 4. You don't even know who's going to play midfield at the moment. Apart from, you're going to play De Bruyne, Foden and Haaland, and then probably one of Doku or Silvinho. All the rest are all different all the time. Sometimes you play Kovacic or Gundogan or Nunez, and then the back 4s can change all the time.
Yeah, it does.
So they're in a battle for top 4, mate. And I don't think they got to win against Club Brugge next week. It's not a formality, that. Club Brugge are already in that spot where they can draw and qualify.
Yeah, I can't see them. I can't see them going through. I can't see City going through.
Well, if Club Brugge go there and pack 11 players behind the ball, City might find it hard to break them down. They have to win. They'll go in obviously the next playoff round, won't they? But a draw won't be good enough. So they have to win. So it's be an interesting match.
I am just regarding, like, obviously the team's getting better, like Bournemouth, and people pushing up in the league, and the downfall of teams like Man City. I was having to think about this in a talk with someone. I think it's FFP, for all the bad it does, I think it's doing good for the Premier League. Because, and when I say that is, these teams are getting more of a tune out of the younger players and cheaper players, like your Brentfords that have got some great players, your Bournemouths, like with your Kerkeres and Semenyo's, and Atuma was brilliant. He played brilliant against Newcastle. And these don't cost a lot of money, right? So they get them, they can turn them over into the team and get them good out of them. From a Man City point of view, they're allowed one massive signing now, really, aren't they? If you sign that person for 80 million and they don't turn up, you've lost your signing for the season.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You have, haven't you?
Well,
You've got one shot, haven't you? And if that player doesn't hit the ground running and ends up on the bench, and we can't sign anyone else because of FFP, at least these smaller teams, we can get like 5 or 6 average players, and then the management can make them work. I think the big teams
well,
only
I
have
don't think
one
the
shot.
recruitment's been that good at City in the last couple of years. They just signed, haven't they? Just signed that Marmouche, is it? For 60 odd million. That's their key signing. But where's he going to play? I know he's a good player, but where's he going to play? They don't need really offensive players. They need players in midfield and a defence. I know they've bought a couple of defenders, but defenders I've never heard of. So are they going to come in and sort this team out? I don't have a clue. But where's he going to play that Marmouche? He's a good player, but where?
They've already got
I don't know.
Silvino, Nunes, Doku, Grealish, Foden, Bernardo.
I know. So he's going to find it hard to get in. I know he's a very good player, but time will tell, won't it, if it's a successful signing. But I'm not sure if they needed him, to be fair. But maybe planning for the summer.
What about Cunha? Maybe going to Nottingham Forest. They're getting ready to table a bid.
Yeah. 60 odd million. Be a good signing, that.
That'd be a huge push for Forest. That's what they need now. You know where they are in the league.
More strength and depth, yeah.
If they could sign a player like that,
I don't think they'll fade away either. I don't think they'll fade away enough to finish out the top 5 anyway.
I think if you make a couple of good signings, they'll stay right in. I think if they don't, they could fade out. I think if they brought in, it's like a massive momentum boost, isn't it? The whole team will be like, Jesus Christ, the club, we're doing well. We've just got Cunha. Like, do you know what I mean? I think it could be like, let's kick on.
Yeah, I just think with Forest, they know they're playing once a week now. Obviously, they've got no like European football. I think they know pretty much the starting 11 as long as they keep everyone fit. You know they're going to put everything into that match, aren't they? So I just can't see them getting rolled over that many times. I think they might get enough points to finish in that top 5, and I think it'll be an unbelievable season.
Yeah. You could easily lose points against the top 5 or 6 still. So that could be like, you could be down to like dropping 15 points through that. You could, but I'm not saying you will. But I'm saying it could happen, couldn't it, easily? That.
Well, they've still got to play, haven't they? Newcastle away, Man City at home, and Arsenal at home, haven't they? So they've still got to play some of the and Chelsea at home as well, I think. So they've still got to play them teams yet. So we'll see where they are about after all them games.
You just got to take one at a time at the minute of the Premier League, haven't you? And
Bournemouth away. This is a very tough game. It's hard to call that game.
Yeah. Like 2 games from the Premier League that last week. Man United and Tottenham. You know, a good win for David Moyes. 3-0 at half time, though. I mean, come on, Ange.
Yeah.
They've not scored a goal in months, and they're 3-0 up at half time.
It's just chaotic, innit, at Tottenham at times, isn't it? Just. You sometimes you don't know what you're going to get from him, do you?
I personally don't know how he's still manager.
Well, I think that semi-final he's still. I like him. I do. I know it's not all about the injuries and all that, and because I think Carragher made a good point on Monday Night Football. This has been going on since November, December last year.
Before the injuries.
Obviously, they had the first good 12 games, unbelievable, weren't they? But their results have been since last Christmas to now.
Yeah,
they've been quite bad. I think they're something like the bottom 5 worst teams. So it's not just all about the injuries they've got as well, is it? No. I know it plays a little bit of a part, but it's more of a concern, I think.
I think that he's lost for players.
Because
they're seeing nothing. He's telling them to do stuff and there's nothing happening. There's nothing happening. Or the 15th in the Premier League, and we think Man United are doing bad. They're behind them by a couple of good few points.
Yeah, but I see what identity Tottenham have got though when they play.
What does that mean? What does identity mean? What does identity mean if you're 15th in the league? From us, it's a good game to watch.
Yeah, they're the entertainers, aren't they? You can see what they're trying to do and what they're doing, and creating chances, blah blah blah. It's just defensive frailties with Tottenham. United, you can't see what's going on. They're just an absolute to the club.
All right,
doesn't matter where they are in the league.
Yeah, but you tell a Tottenham fan they're entertaining at this minute, and what do you reckon his reply will be? The 15th in the league.
Well, yeah, they won't be happy with that, will they? Obviously.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I mean. Man United are entertaining. Because you don't have a fucking
Well,
clue what's going to go on there, do you?
yeah, they're not entertaining in the way they play football, though.
It's entertaining because you don't know what result's going to happen.
Yeah, but I think you know what you're going to get with Tottenham. If you know what I mean, they have a lot of
Yeah.
the ball, don't create chances. It's just the
You
way
can see
you play.
goals.
You give you give so many chances to the opposition. But I think that'll get better once the injuries come back. So, yeah, I would give him another season. Give him another season. Let's see if he win. See if that game at Anfield, that is huge for him. If he can get through that,
no chance. We've got no chance.
I don't know. One-off game, Pete. One-off
I
game.
don't.
It's
Yeah.
you can't win. I know it's Anfield and Liverpool and all that, and they've got bigger fish to fry. Liverpool. That's you know. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think they have. I think he wants his first cup, and they were 2 games away from it. It's not like we've got 8 games in the cup, and they go, "Oh yeah, we're not really interested in this one." The 2 games from silverware, and it'll be Slot's first trophy. So I don't think we have got bigger fish to fry. I think getting that cemented and winning it, they'll be like, right, let's get everything else now.
I think it's only 55-45 in Liverpool's favour at this moment in time because Tottenham have got the 1-0 lead. I don't think there's not a lot in it.
I'd say
If Tottenham get an
70-30.
early goal, then Liverpool need 2, don't they?
Anfield is easily doable, Jerry. Anfield.
Of course it is, but you know, I wouldn't be writing off Tottenham either. Sometimes they've got a game in them, haven't they? They went to City and won 4-0.
I know, with a full team. We're talking about the team that we've got available now. I don't think Tottenham have got what it takes at all to beat Liverpool at Anfield. I know it's a one-off game, but they've just been garbage. I just can't see it, Jerry.
Yeah. Time will tell, won't it? See what couple of results they get there before that game takes place in a couple of weeks. But yeah, it's still a big ask for Tottenham, but they've got it in them. So we'll see, won't we?
They've got a win in them, but you're not talking about them just the form team in the league. You're talking about one of the most formed teams in world football at the minute in Liverpool. I think they'll beat you when they want to tip up.
They are, but they're not. They are beatable. There's no doubt about it. But you have to play extremely well to get a result, don't you, against them? So it's a tough league. So we'll see.
Graham Potter at West Ham. What do you think of that game?
They got beat, didn't they? Crystal Palace, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, 2-0, 2 Mateta goals, wasn't it?
Yeah, the good old Mateta. We were talking about him, weren't we?
Yeah, we were, weren't we? He's got a good job on him, Graham Potter. He needs to get some of his players fit as well. Bowen, he's obviously a big loss, isn't he? Yeah, I just think from now to the end of the season, let's get a few decent results here and there, keep him in the league, keep him around mid-table, and then get his own players in the summer and properly start. With
Bowen's back in training now, isn't he? Bowen's back training, and we just bid for 57 million for
John Duran,
which got turned down by Aston Villa.
Yeah, they're always going to turn it down in January, aren't
they? I don't know. They've just signed another forward, Villa, haven't they? And he seems like a hard player to manage. I think we spoke about this. He's a bit of a restless guy, isn't he? So I wouldn't be surprised if he cashed in and what did he pay for him? Do you know?
I don't think it was too much. It was about 20 million, wasn't it?
Oh, really? For 60 million, 40 million profit in 5 months. I wouldn't say that's too bad.
Yeah, I just can't see him selling him in January. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Nottingham Forest have also looked at Wissa from Brentford.
Yeah, he's a good player, Wissa, isn't he? I like Wissa.
Yeah, I think Wissa would do good at Arsenal.
Well, you don't know. The thing with Wissa, you know what you're going to get from him, don't you? He'll score goals.
Yeah.
He'll score goals. He's never injured either.
No, he plays all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him.
So after another weekend of Premiership, then what are you saying? The bottom 3 look the same. The top 4, I don't think you can say it. The top 2 look the same. Is that what you're saying? Or the top 1, anyways?
I just still think it'll be Liverpool and Arsenal all the way to the end of the season.
Well,
I really
definitely,
do. Can't see
definitely
it.
Liverpool. I don't think Arsenal are gonna. I don't think Arsenal are going to be competing for much longer, swapping points again while Liverpool win.
I don't know. I think there's a lot games yet to be played. There's Liverpool still got to do their business yet. You know, it's not over yet.
I know, but we were talking the other day about the amount of points a team should drop, and you were saying Arsenal cannot afford to drop points in this game. Just have we drop points, and then you're still saying that it's still in it again. It's like you just hold on to
Well,
Arsenal forever.
no, because they can still get 92 points, can't they? So they've got one more loss in them, and then they can win the rest, Arsenal.
And
But even, I'll take them to 89 points. So,
but it's two. Do you know about? It's two more points now that Liverpool have got to drop.
yeah. It's
And you were saying you couldn't see Liverpool dropping any more than 12 points. Now they've got to drop 14.
I just can't see anyone else getting. Yeah, I just can't see anyone else getting involved with top. I just can't. It's just. I think it'll go to like 5 or 6 games at the season left.
I don't. I think it's Liverpool's league and every other place is to be played for.
No, I don't see Arsenal dropping from second. I really don't.
I think it's Liverpool's league. There's nobody competing for that now. Arsenal have going to drop points against Man City. I can near enough guarantee it. We'll see. There will be more points dropped. I just think they're just going to constantly drop points. Before we know it, Liverpool will be 15 points clear. And you're going to still be saying Arsenal are going to fight for a title.
No, because I can't see Liverpool dropping a few points here and there as well.
Yeah, but they're not going to drop more than 12 points, are they?
Well, that's what I think.
Yeah, but they're not really, are they? They're not going to lose 4 football matches, are they? From now, they've lost 1. So if they lost 3, and drew 2, or something, or lost 2 and drew 3, that means every time. Yeah, but every time Arsenal slip up, that means Liverpool have got to make a bigger mistake. And I just can't see it in the Liverpool game. I just can't see it. I can see massive gaps everywhere in Arsenal. I can see where they're going to drop points. But I just can't see with Liverpool. And every mistake at Arsenal make, that gap's just getting like that. And I just think Liverpool have got the league. Liverpool have got, and they're not going to be, are they? We know that. They're not going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But not, are they? If you can look at me now and go, Arsenal could be perfect to the end of the season, that's the only way they're going to win the league.
Yeah, they did it last year. Only got 1. They only lost 1, didn't they? But I know it's a bit different this season. I don't know. I just still. There's something about them that I still think they can get results in every single game. There's something about them.
And there's something about them that also tells you they're going to drop points in every single game.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, they have to be perfect, don't they? Now, let's get it right. They have to go and beat Wolves, and they've got to go and beat City, which I think they will. I think they'll beat them 2 games, but it's the other games, isn't it? Against maybe a Chelsea or obviously Anfield. They still got to go to Anfield, aren't they? So,
yeah, which is a 6-point game, isn't it? So you think so? Still, it's mid. It's heading to late January. You think the top 2 will just be Liverpool, Arsenal? I say
absolutely.
Liverpool will win the league, and 2nd, 3rd, and 4th could be anywhere. I don't know who's going to finish 2nd. It could be Forest, it could be City, it could be Chelsea, it could be Newcastle. No idea. And unless the other teams fade away and Arsenal go on a big resurgence and pull away, but as far as there's only a few points in it, I don't think they've got that cemented. I think it's too early with 16 games. But that's that one. Right, well, let's move on. Liverpool had a great winner. A late win, 2 Darwin Núñez goals. He needed it. He made the right substitutions. And Darwin come on and did what he needed to do. Instead of just being that guy, everyone goes, oh, he's good at running around. He did what he needed to do and put the ball in the back of the net. And I failed for that. I'm happy for him for doing that because
he gets a lot of shit for me.
He doesn't just get shit. People often say, oh, but he does all the nitty gritty. He does all the running around. He hounds people. You're like, do you think he likes that? I'm like, fuck that. He's a number 9. He wants to score goals. He wants to score goals. He's a number 9. And he came on the pitch and did exactly what he was meant to do and got Liverpool a huge 3 points that we needed. So, a big congratulations to Darwin Núñez on that one. I'm as bad as anyone for giving him a lot of stick, but to come on the pitch and do what no one's been able to do in I know obviously everybody's going, but we had 37 attempts, but we only had 6 on target. So I don't know where the other 31 shots were hitting. Every man and his dog in the stands. But he came on and he did what was needed. So yeah, well done, Darwin.
Yeah. Yeah, well done, Darwin Núñez.
So let's go on Champions League then. Let's just talk about we've brushed on the English teams. Barcelona, we can't not talk about that game.
What a crazy game.
It seems to be them all over. You could say they're a very unstable team, but I was just thinking while we've been doing this pod, if they were to come against a harder team, they've absolutely tore Real Madrid to pieces twice this season.
Oh yeah, they're dangerous. There's no doubt about it. On a one-off game, they can beat anyone on the day.
Yeah.
I just think over 2 legs against the bigger teams and the top teams, can they?
But what, Real Madrid not a big team or a top team?
Yeah, but over 2 legs. Over 2 legs is completely different. Over one-off game, they can beat anyone. But 2 legs is different. We know that, don't we?
Yeah, we could score 10 instead of 5.
Yeah. I just think they are a very extremely dangerous team, but to win the Champions League, you need a little bit of
luck.
Defense.
That's what you need. No, you need a little bit of luck. And you don't need to be good defensively because Real Madrid year on year show us that, and they're not good defensively. So that is what they don't have to be good. I know you're saying it probably helps. It probably helps. Well, it does help. And of course, it's going to help defensively. But when was the last time you saw a defensive team win the Champions League? If you actually think about it.
Probably Jose Mourinho, Milan.
Or FC Porto's Mourinho, yeah. But Porto didn't defend that bad, actually. They played quite good football, didn't they, when they first won it?
Inter were, though. They were defensive and they won it, didn't they?
Yeah. But it doesn't... I know what you're saying. You've said the 4 teams that you think are the only teams that can win it. But I still think there's teams that can offer a lot in these football games.
Yeah, like I said, it's a competition where you get knocked out in it, so it is different. I'm just saying them 4 teams are more equipped to win it. That's what I'm saying. They might not. But I just think them 4 teams that I said were more equipped to win it, just because of the team and the way they play. Some are a little bit more defensive than others. Some can score more than others. The others are very chaotic teams, in my opinion. But doesn't mean they can't go there to get to the semis and final and win it. We'll never know, will we?
No.
So, we will know in a few months' time. But
it's been a lot.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, there's been a lot of different stuff happen over the Champions League over the years. We've seen a lot of different teams get into finals, and the teams that you expect not appear where they need to be. Football's funny, isn't it? But the Champions Leagues are great. Yeah. Like Bayern Munich could go on a resurgence. I can't see it.
Yeah,
like you told me 2 weeks ago, don't write Man City off out of the European competition.
Well, after last night, I think I'm right now. After last night, definitely. Can't win a Champions League like that, playing like that. There's no...
No, definitely. Well, again, 2 weeks ago, you did say, so in one more game, you could say Real Madrid can't win a Champions League playing like that. In another couple of games, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Madrid are Madrid, though, aren't they? They're an extremely dangerous team. We know what they're like.
Yeah. Year on year, they push, don't they?
Got beat last night, 3-0 to Feyenoord. So it just shows there is some good teams out there, isn't there?
I think there's a lot of false expectations. I really think the new league setup is a lot of people are just like panicking because normally you've got your home and your away fixture and it's easy to work out in it. Oh, we're playing them at home, playing them away. Right, we played like this last time. Now we've got them at home, we'll dominate. But it's a different game every week. And I think a lot of pro-European teams are struggling with that.
Yeah. I think it's been a decent format, to be fair. I think it's been all right. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. Celtic got a win again against the young boys.
Yeah, they look like they're qualified, so that's really good. It's good. It's good for the smaller teams because obviously you need a bit of luck with a draw as well. Some teams are playing harder fixtures, some playing a little bit easier. They've tried to get it as close as possible. I don't think it has. I've looked at some of the fixtures that some of them have had. I'm like, fucking hell, they've had some hard games. But if you look at Liverpool, I know it's Liverpool, but they have had AC Milan away, Leipzig away, Real Madrid at home. They've had Leverkusen, the German champions, at home. So,
Lille.
they've not had easy fixtures, have they?
Lille haven't lost the Europa
Yeah,
Conference.
Lille haven't lost in 21 matches.
That's the worst stat in the world. And be played in the worst stage of European football, and you used that as they've not lost in 21 matches.
Well, I'm more talking about this format, the last six before.
Yeah, so we've not lost in 6. If you cast,
both Madrid teams are good scalps, aren't they? So they were no mugs. And the first half an hour, they were really good against Liverpool. They pressed like hell, but they didn't really create anything. But you could tell they're a good team. You can tell they're a well-coached team.
Then they got the player sent off, didn't we?
Yeah, but then they scored the equaliser.
That's against the break, though, weren't it? They didn't deserve the goal, really. It was well against. It wasn't.
No.
But we got it, didn't we?
They're a very well-drilled team, though. A very well-drilled team. I can see why they have gone unbeaten in a lot of games.
Who's the manager?
Not too sure, to be fair. Not too sure. Don't know, but they've got a few good players. Even that Angel Gomez that even come on because he's been injured, hasn't he? So Jonathan David up front can score goals. They're decent. For the first half an hour, Liverpool had absolutely nothing. I know they might have played in second gear because they always thought they were through, but they were struggling first half an hour. But then with Liverpool, it's just one little pass and you're in. Yeah, and that's what Liverpool can do for you. So,
how old's that Jonathan David? Do you know?
About 26, I think.
Is he? I feel like he's been going around forever.
He's a good player.
He's a good goal scorer, isn't
he? Yeah, he's scored a lot of goals, hasn't he?
I think he needs to break out into more Europe in English. I'd say I'd like to see him in the Premier League.
In the summer.
Is he?
He's contract in the summer. Yeah, so yeah.
Newcastle could be looking. Obviously, Callum Wilson's contract finishes in the summer. I don't think we're gonna. I don't think
we got another one, will we?
No, he's been a good player. He's scored some good goals. He's been great. But recently, he's just can't hold himself down, can he?
Yeah, he gets too many injuries, doesn't he?
Yeah. But if you ever Atletico Madrid, I think Atletico Madrid, they just don't stop. Talk about a team playing to the last kick of a game, and Alvarez with both goals.
I know. You just sometimes watch it, you think, how on earth do they do it? They get literally Leverkusen battered them all match. And I'm not just saying that. They went to their stadium and outplayed them, had chances, keeper was on fire. But with Simone's teams, they just, like you said, they go right to the end. They've obviously got Alvarez who can score goals.
And Still got Griezmann, haven't they, as well? Still got Griezmann.
Yeah, they've got a few good players. DePaul's a decent player. Obviously, Conor Gallagher. Yeah. They've got a few good players, but I don't know. They're just... I mean, the Champions League playing that.
Do you know what, though? Do you know what, Chevy? They're in the Champions League every year on year. They perform and they've won La Liga. Are they top at the minute?
No, the second, aren't they? But they're right up there.
Yeah.
They're right up there.
And what I was going to say, do you remember the Champions League final? Whatever, 1-0 up to the 89th minute. And Gareth Bale equalised.
Yeah. That's what I mean, yeah.
And then they lost 4-1. Felt for him in that game.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I think they had a little bit more about them, though, back then. I think.
No, I don't know if they've always been the same. They've always been that same kind of team.
Yeah. I think they're a little bit more offensive, though, these days. That's probably why they get dominated a lot more. I think he obviously still got mind games and all that, going down injured and playing for time and stuff like he does all that. But I do think they play a little bit more on the front foot, and I think it gives opportunities to the opposition more now. Where he used to be proper defensive, now it's a little bit more offensive. I think with Atletico. So
basically, what you're saying is Arteta's learned all the black magic off Diego Simeone and Mourinho.
Well, yeah, they're crazy, aren't they, the managers? But that's what they have to do, don't they?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So what are the games next week? The big final stage of the Champions League is next week, isn't it?
Yeah, they all play on the Wednesday night, don't they? So everyone knows what's going on.
Is that what it is? Is everybody on Wednesday? That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, okay. That'll be good. Some Europa football tonight, isn't there? But
yeah, big game at Old Trafford. United Rangers, that'll be some tasty atmosphere, won't it?
I know, yeah. The battle of the Brits. Both are doing well.
I think Rangers never beat United, have they ever? Apparently in European football, so
Oh, really?
we'll see. Yeah, so we'll see if they lose that record tonight. United,
But
not a record that they won. But,
United haven't lost a game in Europe this season.
and I don't think they are, have they?
We haven't. We drew 3 under Ten Hag, and we've
Yeah,
not lost. We've won them,
Yeah.
and we've won under Amaron. 3, I think we won 3.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's a hard game to call after that, though. I think everyone's going for United because they're at home and all that, but I wouldn't write off Glasgow Rangers. They're no mugs.
it'd be hard for playing St Mirren away. The bad away.
Yeah.
The bad away, aren't they? I think they dropped all the points away. I was talking to a lad on air the other day.
In the league, but in Europe they're quite good away. I was reading that in the league they're poorly, aren't they, away from home? But
Yeah.
the actual Europe are quite good away from home.
We've only dropped
So-
2 points from home this season in Premiership, Scottish Premiership. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then but everything
Yeah.
else we just lost away to everyone. Wow.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And on that note, we'll call it a day, Jimmy lad. And
Floyd, lad, nice.
we'll see what happens. Right, okay. Right, ciao for now, and I'll catch you later in the week.
Yeah. All right, mate.
All right, see you in a bit, pal.
In a bit.